All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Scott at Scott Doty TV. Welcome to today's episode. I got some good guys with me here today. We're going to teach us some awesome stuff regarding nutrition and fitness. And remember, Scott Doty TV, this is the space to be if you want to be a parent who's an incredible asset to your kid's academic experience. So today, friends Marc and Russ are going to give us some awesome advice about how to be great assets to our kids' educational experience by being their mentors with nutrition and with physical fitness. Thanks, guys, for coming onto the show.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. Yeah, we're excited.
No doubt, man. It's great to get some time with you. I know that you guys moved in here as our neighbors in Franklin Lakes just a month or two ago. So how have things been going so far? You guys growing okay?
Yeah, no, things have been really moving along. We're actually expanding already. We're taking space right next to the Starbucks.
Upstairs already?
Yeah,
Woo!
yeah. So,
that's all right. You're blowing up.
Yeah, we're moving.
Good for you guys.
Yeah, so this will be just group training.
Okay.
And then upstairs will be a dedicated one-on-one studio.
All right, that sounds awesome. I want to get connected. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But tell the audience who don't know you, just give a quick sense of who you are, and where are you guys from? How'd you get into fitness? A quick sense of your story.
Sure. So, we're a results-oriented business and fitness center, and we want to create a very comfortable atmosphere for people to work out in and get results. I started in fitness when I was 14 years old. I started lifting weights and getting into nutrition.
Really? Were you this tall at 14?
I was actually.
Oh my goodness.
I haven't grown an inch since 14. Believe it or not. Yeah. So my body's gone through a lot of changes over the years, of course, but I've always been interested in it. And some people suggested that my form was really good, and I was encouraging and stuff when I was about 18, 19 years old. I should get into fitness, and that's what I ended up pursuing about 20 years old. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, at age 14 you were this height. You were playing basketball, football, all that?
Yeah, all that. Yep.
You're crushing it. How about you, Marc?
Yeah, I mean, when I was in high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do with myself, probably like a lot of high schoolers.
Yep.
And when I was 18, I knew I needed to go to college. I was looking through a course catalog and going through all the different majors and, A, B, C, I guess.
Biochem, super math, no.
Exactly.
Arts.
Yeah, not for me.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I got to E. I got to exercise science. And I said, that sounds pretty interesting. I like to work out.
Yeah.
And signed up for that program. Took my first anatomy and physiology class. Fell in love with it.
Wow.
And here we are.
Indeed.
14 years later.
That's cool. I really like that.
Yeah.
When I love what you do, and that's why I'm interested. I know how much physical fitness and general body awareness has impacted my life. And I did sports all through college as well, and I've always been an athlete, and I always felt like that was a big component of my academic success. That I did well in school, partly because, not in spite of, the fact that I was an athlete. And so I find there's a lot here that I thought we'd like to unpack with you guys. So that gives us a sense of your background. Tell me a little bit also, I know that you guys are talented. We've talked about other degrees you've pursued and other things other roads you may have gone down. So just to clarify the last points you were making, why is it that you chose to use your time this way? Like, what's your personal vision or mission as a trainer in this space? Why not do something else with your life?
Yeah, I think for me personally, I think I could speak for Russ as well. I mean, my big rush with this business comes from motivating people. When I'm getting text messages from clients saying, hey, I'm down, 20 pounds, or I resisted that dessert at the party.
Right. That's awesome.
Seeing the changes with their mindset is the most rewarding thing, because at the end of the day, getting in great shape is really, it's maybe some people say it's 90% mental. I say it's 100% mental.
Really?
Because if you can get the mental game in check, then the rest is going to take care of itself.
Right.
So that's, changing people's views and changing their mindset and the way they think about things is going to lead to the fitness success. So that's really where I get my kicks.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I would guess that change in mindset is exactly what we're talking about in terms of, well, if you change your mindset in one facet of your life, such as in physical fitness, then it carries over to other parts like schoolwork or wherever it might be.
Absolutely.
Right?
I always said discipline breeds discipline, right? So the more disciplined you are in one section of your life, it drips over into other sections.
That's awesome. Well, let's get into something for the audience here. These are parents who are looking to be helpful to their kids. Their kids might be in 3rd grade or 8th grade or high school or even college. and they want to be helpful to them, and they want to get some background knowledge. So give us a sense here. I'm interested in the mind-body connection. We're just kind of alluding to that. So can you give me if to whatever extent you feel like you would like to nerd out on this or not, like what you feel about the audience's ability to follow the terminology. But if you want to give us a quick feel, maybe about what do you know about the mind-body connection? How have you studied it? What have you seen? Have you seen it in your clients? And that when they got in the right mindset, they started seeing all this pervasive success in all sorts of parts of their life. And can I be physically fit and not be in the right mental space? Is it even possible? Or do I have to get in the right mindset to be able to physically get where I need to go? Right?
Well, they've done a lot of studies, of course, with linking how exercise can improve brain health, and especially for the youth. And some of the studies that they've come out with is that exercise could actually lead to increasing the size of actual parts of the brain that help with memory, learning, verbal development, things like that. So there's a particular part of the brain called your hippocampus.
Okay, yeah.
And that has to do with learning and memory. So exercise can...
And you're saying that, like, my 14-year-old son comes in, he busts some weights out with you guys, and his hippocampus grows.
Well, there might be a little bit more to it than that.
I imagine there is. Yeah, something like that.
They're linking more of the studies are showing that it's aerobic based and getting an interval type training that's producing these effects.
Okay, got it. So it's not necessarily going hard with benching 500 pounds. Right. But a certain kind of workout helps the whole system to grow, including the brain.
Exactly.
That's crazy. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Nice one. Okay. Well, all right, great. So far, so good. So I have a sense of you guys and what you believe in, what you know, and we've established this idea that mindset is such a crucial part. I like that phrase. What was it? Discipline breeds
discipline.
Discipline. That's cool. So it's the idea of that you have a transferable skill, basically, right? You've learned a discipline in one area, and then you apply it to all other areas. I think that's really neat. Well, so let's give advice to a parent. Hello again. Let's give the advice to a parent who has let's say a teenager, a son maybe, who is all up on video games and just like kind of lazy, doesn't have very good habits physically. And maybe that means a lot of in a lot of parts of life. But what would you give as advice to a parent to get that kid going? To get off the couch, get out of the video game world or his self-alienating world where he's actually engaging and physically moving around.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first thing is there have to be limits that are set to how much they can play the video games. Because if they love playing
video games, limits.
Yeah, I know the two don't go hand in hand, but I mean, I think that having some kind of reward system as well can really motivate someone's child to want to exercise. An example might be, if they exercise 3 days a week, they could play X number of hours of video games.
All right, cool. So a little carrot. All right,
yeah, exactly.
Put it out there. Okay, fair enough.
Exactly.
Okay, and you've heard parents of some of your clients done this. I know you work with some mothers I've seen come down here who are also clients of ours, and I wonder, have you heard ever they're talking about their kids and using that kind of technique, like, oh, I have this awesome carrot, like if they do this, then I do this other thing that's been really helpful.
Well, I know some parents have dropped their kids off for the training, and it's an appointment, and it's a schedule, and it's something that they have to adhere to. Yeah. And that gets them moving, that gets them active. Yeah. Another issue with playing lots of video games or even on the computer is posture, right? Okay. And this isn't just kids, but it's adults. But it's even worse as a kid to start them off as this hunched over human being.
Yes, that's true.
And I've seen a lot of adults that are in the computer world with just the worst posture, which will also give them a lot of back pain, neck pain, weaknesses, and
that's a great point.
Could herniate discs easier and things like that as well. So that's not a good thing for people.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And kind of going back a little bit, another benefit of exercising is lack of anxiety. I know a lot of kids have anxiety these days. Lack of energy. Exercise is proven to give you better energy. Yes. Eating properly, which is something me and Mark handle with nutrition with folks too. Yeah. Nutritionally, most kids they're not eating that great for brain function or for health reasons too. Totally. But also self-esteem too, right? I mean, if you're lifting weights, you feel stronger, you feel good, as opposed to maybe being overly thin or overly fat, your self-esteem is going to improve as well, which will help with your grades and help with your school and help with your social life and everything else, right?
True. Interesting. Well, there's a lot there. Okay. Well, I'll add that I actually frequently convince my students as test takers, because I'll train them on the GMAT or the MCAT if they want to get to medical school, the SAT or ACT, and I'll frequently tell them, listen, you're going to take a 4, 5, 6 hour test. You're going to be doing this the whole time. To your point about posture, what is not happening? Your lungs aren't expanding. You're not getting sufficient oxygen. And what is it that your brain needs to operate is oxygen. So a big part of great test taking, one of the great test taking skill tricks, hacks, is that you get a break during the test, and you don't just sit there like a lot of kids kind of like, all right, I'm ready. No, you get up, you stretch, you open up the chest, you get some deep breaths.
Breathing,
you do a little jumping jacks. Who cares if you're the stupid everyone's like, who's that guy? Well, whatever. If that's what you got to do, that's what you do, right?
Yeah, sure.
So I got that point about posture very much, and all the other things you're saying is certainly true as well. Self-image and confidence and all those good things. It's really important. Let's come back to the point about the nutrition you brought up. I know you talked about that. I'm interested in also I'm a food nerd, and I married an Italian woman, so I don't really have an option. I think that's why she loves me. Actually, I think that was the only factor. It's just I love to eat, and she loves to feed. So it worked out awesome. Yep. And so I do appreciate food, and I really try to feed my kids well. But I'd love some advice from you guys. So some advice for our listeners. Could you give me maybe a short list of a couple of foods that you say, look, these are foods that I commonly see youth eating, that if you had to cut anything, cut these few things out?
Well, I would cut the sugar out, the processed sugar. From fruit is fine, of course, right?
Okay.
But processed sugar is not something you want your kid having, because it'll give them energy in the short term for an hour or so, and then they crash down and they have way less energy than they began with.
Okay. So by sugar you mean Oreos and pastries and stuff? Right. Or is there anything beyond that?
I mean, juices. A lot of juices are not really conducive to good health and thinking straight. Anything white flour, as a matter of fact, which is pretzels, crackers, bread, even whole wheat bread. That's still processed flour, right? That gets converted to sugar immediately in your body.
In the body,
just like if you ate table sugar, it's the same thing.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't have to be eating a big bear claw or whatever.
Right.
I could just be eating basic bread. And even that, especially it's white bread and processed and so forth,
same thing,
same effect.
Same effect as table sugar.
It's messed up, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want to go for more. Well, the brain is made up of at least 60% fat. Okay. So you want to feed it what it's made out of, and what it loves is omega-3 fatty acids.
Okay, I've heard about that. From fish.
From fish, from a lot of nuts. All nuts have omega-3 fatty acids in it.
Okay.
You could even supplement with fish oil or something like that.
Eggs
as well. Okay.
Grass-fed butter.
Grass-fed butter. Yep.
Those are all healthy.
Those are all essential.
Especially for the brain, is the idea.
Exactly.
Because the brain is fat.
Precisely. And you want to, on the opposite spectrum, completely avoid trans fatty acids.
Yes.
So those are man-made fats.
Got it.
Like margarine.
That's like fast food stuff.
Fast food stuff, vegetable oil. You want to avoid all that stuff.
Got it.
Even canola oil, they say now to avoid that.
Got it. Oh my God, what am I left with to feed my children? Okay, so I got some eggs. I give them some nuts. I give them some other stuff. I imagine veggies, fruits, or whatever are cool too. But the concept is that those are natural fruits. If there's sugar in there, it's a natural sugar. It's okay. All right, and relatedly, Mark, do you have any ideas around these are the ones that can you give me a short list of stuff I should always have stocked in my fridge or always in my cabinets?
Yeah, I mean, I think that another superfood really is anything that's going to be high in antioxidants. So any berries. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. That's definitely going to improve mental health, memory, learning capabilities.
Got it. Nice. So, doesn't dark chocolate also have antioxidants? I've heard. Maybe.
It does technically. It does technically.
A little bit. Okay. Well, I often do say on test day we talk also about best practices. I mentioned earlier the idea of stretching out and getting oxygen during breaks. Another best practice we use for test taking is the idea that what they eat that morning will have an impact on their performance. If they have sugar-laden food, a bunch of pancakes with the syrup, a lumberjack special with the coffee,
they're fall asleep 2 hours later.
Yeah, 2 hours later they crash. So we do the slow, what is it, glow glycemic index? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Oatmeals and stuff.
So there's stuff that just gives you some energy over time. And so you're saying berries. I often say berries and nuts are a good way to go. You agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah,
cool.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome, nice. Great. Well, I think I have a good sense of some best practices. I also wanted to mention something else. Let's come back to a previous topic real fast. Let's say that my issue with my student, my son, my daughter, is not that he is or she is, say, lazy or just playing video games or in front of a screen or texting in the corner all day? What if I have like an overachieving student who's super involved and always engaged with with this activity and then another one and then this other thing, just sprinting all over the place? And I can tell, even though she's busy, she's not really doing the physical fitness thing. And what do I do to help her fit it into her day?
Well, either find a place like Anatomy 201 where they can do a class for 45, 50 minutes rather and get out and then go about their day. Do that 3 times a week, 4 times a week would be optimal.
Okay.
If that's just not going to happen and they need to do something at home, there's like these 7-minute workouts, HIIT training, HIIT.
HIIT.
Yeah, high intensity interval training.
I can find that if I Google it.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. It's huge right now. And there's apps. There's free apps right now.
Okay.
And it's called the 7-minute app is one of them. There's so many.
I see.
But it literally shows you the exercise and it's a timer as well.
Cool.
And you can run through that 1, 2, 3 times, how many times you want.
All right.
But 14 minutes would actually be pretty effective. 21 minutes, pretty darn effective.
Really?
Yeah.
What if my daughter says, "Oh, Mom, I don't have time. Could I mix it? Could I be like, all right, honey, check it out. Get the HIIT app.
Yeah.
And then while you're going through your physics, you're doing the workout. Could she be like doing this while she's like learning about?
It's hard to do burpees while you're reading a book. I try. No. But I think a lot of kids now or a lot of books at least are on audio, right? So you can always put in the Bluetooth or the wires headset.
Yeah. Okay.
And do your jogging, do your running, do your HIIT training. As long as it's, I think, audio.
And then you're saying that I could listen to like something about for school, like I'm learning for Spanish or math. I can listen to it.
Yeah.
Scott Doty TV. Hey, man.
Right.
Okay.
Textbooks on video, or YouTube videos rather,
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So that could be happening while I'm doing my physical
absolutely.
thing, and that way I could get a little bit of both.
Yep, no problem with that.
That's interesting. I remember you mentioned before we got on set the interest, like that idea about video games. Also, you had mentioned this idea that you can do sort of a mix. Like they don't have to be mutually exclusive. Like there are video games that are physical, right?
Exactly.
Or apps or whatever. We're like,
Sure. Yeah. Right.
like you're going to be in front of a screen, but you actually are going to be doing this to play the game.
Right. Like I mean, I don't know what the most current one is.
Come on, Mark.
It's been a little while since I was playing video games. But like the Nintendo Wii.
Yes.
They got the joystick for the tennis and you
Bowling
got
and stuff.
bowling and things like that. So
The dancing games, those get your heart rate up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
That's cool. Dancing games.
That's the dancing
Cool.
games. Yeah.
We're gonna start doing that here.
All right.
I don't think he's sold on that idea. We're doing it. Anyway, look, thank you for the advice. that's really helpful. I mean, so let me remind myself. You guys have said things like, look, discipline breeds discipline. We work in this space, and it carries over to other parts of life. And that if I eat a certain way, for example, if I get antioxidants in my body, if I avoid processed food, sugar, stuff like this, and if I'm just getting my body moving, that's going to improve my focus capacity, my ability to memorize better, to focus for longer periods of time, and to stay engaged as I read things that are maybe boring. The body actually physiologically has given me the energy I need to bring to the course that I can get through it, right?
Yep.
And I always tell kids that there's so much to the mind-body connection, and that getting through a long test is a physiological exercise as much as anything else.
Absolutely.
So I love the points you've made. Is there anything else you guys feel like we haven't touched on that matters to you? That's part of your mission or part of your message to the world that you want to make sure that they hear before we finish?
I think that a lot of people have paralysis by analysis with getting started with a nutrition or a workout fitness program.
Yeah.
And you just got to take the first step. Just get started, and then the rest will follow.
Got it.
Got to get started.
Just got to do it.
Got to do it.
And I think you got to plug into an environment that makes you want to keep coming back.
Yeah.
Right. If it's gonna be a chore for you every time you wake up and you're dreading going to work out, you're not gonna stick with it for very long.
It's true.
And especially
It's my problem.
Well,
I gotta work on it.
I mean, especially when it comes to fitness, this is something that people, like Russ was saying, this is something that people could put off forever, and they often do.
Yes.
So if you can create an environment, I think like we've created here, that's non-intimidating, that's friendly, that's fun, and supportive.
Yes.
Then I think people are going to keep coming back, and they're going to want to work hard for themselves and for us. They're going to want to prove themselves.
Yes.
So that's what we want to create here. We don't want people to be just another number.
Yes.
It's more of a quality over quantity approach for us, and it's worked well over the years.
It's awesome. It's the same for BrainStorm. I mean, we're relationally centric. We believe in the whole person, And we do, like to your point, like we're performance coaches too, and we get this high when we help these kids get through this amazing testing. They crush it, and then so much about it is about their desire to beat themselves, but also to please the coach and to say like, I did it. You know, we did it. We created an environment in which we as a team can succeed.
That's right.
So I love that. Well, listen, thank you guys again so much for taking the time to meet with me and break it down a little bit. You know, give us some wisdom about this stuff. This stuff's so important. Really believe in what you do. Yeah, I'd love to do that. And so, ladies and gentlemen, Marc and Russ from 201 Anatomy 201. Is that right? Here in Franklin Lakes. They're our neighbors at BrainStorm, and they're awesome. So check them out. And thank you for tuning in today. Remember, this is Scott Doty TV, the place to be if you want to be an awesome asset to your kids' educational experience. If you have friends who could benefit from this video, please pass it on. And until next time, take care.